Hello everyone, I am Satya. Welcome to my channel VFX Food. Today we are going to cover the lighting part of the 3D scene we were working on for the last two tutorials. In case you have missed my last tutorials, you can find them in the top right corner of this video. Well, lighting is a very important process which adds realism to the 3D scene. We should be lighting it in such a way that it doesn't look fake. That's why I have derived some simple steps for you to follow while lighting for achieving a very realistic look. So let's start. So these are the following steps which we need to follow while lighting a CG object for a live footage. First we will add materials and textures. Then we will add a key light. Then we will add a fill light or environment light. Then we will create a shadow catcher for catching the shadows. Then we will add the image sequence in the background, which is basically the source video. Then with all the above processes complete, we will simply render the sequence. So let's jump inside 3ds Max. So we are straight on to 3ds Max. Let's carry on our first step, which is adding materials and textures. As we are using V-Ray to render our scene, we will first set our render engine to V-Ray. So press F10 to open render settings. Then go to the drop down menu. Then select Assign Renderer as V-Ray. Next, we will go to the material editor by pressing M and we'll drag and drop the V-Ray carpent material. Then we'll bring our textures which was provided with this model. As you can see, I am dragging the textures from my second skin, so please don't be confused. I will give you the link to download this model with the textures in the description. We will keep this shading process as simple as possible. In the upcoming tutorials, I will provide you an in-depth shading tutorial. So for now, for the sake of simplicity, we will simply plug in the color map to the base color of the car, means the car paint, and the grayscale map to the base reflection and base glossiness. Guys, for the quickiness of the tutorials I am doing this, but you can take your own time and tweak your settings inside the shader until you are satisfied. In a similar way, we will create the shader for the tires. We will take a V-Ray material and plug the diffuse to the diffuse map and the grayscale maps to the reflect and reflection glossiness maps. For the bumpiness of the tires, we will take a V-Ray normal map and plug in the grayscale map to the V-Ray normal map, and then we'll connect the same to the bump map of the V-Ray material. Now we will take a new V-Ray material for the windshield and for the front headlamp cover. You can take both materials different for your preference and simply make it transparent by making refraction to the pure white. Maybe just keep a little bit gray so that it is not fully transparent, otherwise it won't be visible. So just keep it a little bit gray, which looks like a little white tint in there. After creating the shaders, we can select the specific components in the scene and simply right click on the material and assign it to selection, which completes our first step of assigning materials. So then moving on to our next step, which is to add a key light. As we see, our car is out there in the sun, so the sunlight is going to be the key source of light. So let's add a sunlight. We go to the lighting menu inside the create tab, select V-Ray from the drop down and select the V-Ray sun. We go to the front view or side view and simply click and drag from the top to bottom to create a sun. Simple. After creation of the sun, V-Ray will ask us to add the environment map or not. We will say it no, because we are going to add our own environment map. Just to give you a quick parameter briefing of the V-Ray Sun, we have to mostly change the intensity multiplier to increase or decrease the intensity. And if you increase the size multiplier, it makes the shadow softer, and less, it makes the shadow harder. The other parameters mostly say the same, so we don't have to worry. For now, I will place the sun at an angle and from the right. As we can see, the shadows are to the left. We will place the sun more accurately afterwards. So let's jump to the next step, which is adding the HDRI for the fill light. So let's add a new V-Ray light and change it to dome, and click on the viewport and then add to the scene. Then in the V-Ray light parameters, we go to texture and then select V-Ray HDRI, and then go to our background image for the HDRI image. Guys, please note that I am using JPEG as an HDRI, which is not advisable because HDRI image has an actually high dynamic range than JPEG image. But for the sake of simplicity, I am using this, which is not a major issue and will do the work. So we simply click on the background image and click open to add the image to the HDRI. This image will draw us fill lights from the environment. We don't want it to view inside the background, so we will go to the options and click on invisible checkbox. In the next step, we will go to add image sequence to the background so that we can see our render with respect to the scene. We can remove this background while compositing our scene. We are adding it to the background so that we can see the placement of our car. So for the next step, we will create a shadow catcher which will catch the shadow of our car. To do that, we will take a new plane and just place it below that car surface and make it big enough to catch the shadow. Then we will just check a render to test our shadow. As we see now, we are just seeing the plane 2 in our shadows. We need to make the ground plane as a matte object so that it only shows the shadows. To do so, we will right click on the plane, then go to V-Ray object properties. Then tick on matte object and matte for reflection and refraction, and tick on the shadows checkbox. In the alpha contribution, we will type -1. Then we will see the shadow only. So this completes our major steps, and now we need to adjust the render output by changing the lighting parameters. Now as we can see, the car shadow looks much darker and harder than the shadow in the real footage. So we need to adjust the shadow type according to so. So we'll go to the sunlight parameters and increase the size to 5 to make the shadows a bit softer. Now we can see we have figured out the shadow softness, but now we need to fix the lightness of the shadow also. As we can see, the reference shadow looks having a blue tint. To achieve this, we need to increase the HDRI intensity so that it draws more of the fill light, which is blue in this case, means the skylight. So to do that, we'll go to the HDRI texture parameters by dragging it into the material editor, and we'll increase the overall multiplier and render multiplier. Now when we render it, it should render fine. Anyway, we can adjust it so that the look and feel looks appropriate. Next to that, we will adjust the shadow angle as I said earlier. For that, we will take a long box and we'll place anywhere in the scene. This is to compare the shadows of the reference scene with our 3D model. We will adjust our sun until the box shadow falls parallel to the reference footage shadow. Now we will adjust some shader parameters in the car paint to achieve the look and feel we want. After I am satisfied with a single frame render output, now we need to render the sequence, which is our very last step. So simply we will go inside the render settings by pressing F10 and then set the range to 1 to 165 for the full sequence render, and then keep the settings as I have set here. Then simply hit render and forget your PC for some hours. After your renders are complete, you can view the render outputs in the folder you specified like this, which may come with the alpha outputs too. Well, for the time being, we are going to see a rough output of our tracked video without any color correction. So we'll simply put this sequence in any video editing software. Well, in my case, Premiere Pro. Import the sequence by going to the specified folder and drag it to the timeline and just play to see the output and get a sensation of completion. For the current time being, we have completed our lighting and rendering process. But in the next video, we will finish up our process by doing some compositing parts, where we will do a bit of color grading with the render to refine the output.